Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jerry Jones, and the name of my company is Mega International and Associates. We want to give a few shout out there to a few people that I've been involved with this week, and I wanted to say thank you for all their gratification that they gave us in terms of business. And one of the people that I'm really wanting to give a good shout out there is Pastor Booker. Pastor Booker, we really appreciate everything that you've done for us, for Old Landmine, in your church program that you're working with. And we thank you from the bottom of my heart. Pastor Booker has been very instrumental in introducing us to a few people that I wanted to give a shout out to. And one of the people that we're working with right now, the gentleman's name is Steve Moody. Steve Moody is a person that just started a new S&P driving school for a lot of the underprivileged youth that don't have the skills that they need in order to be able to get a chance to have a skill that they can do something with other than going to college. And what he's doing now is teaching them in terms of mentoring, tutoring, after-school enrichment program, adult education, and a lot of job training programs in the field of truck driving, and teaching them how to be able to get their CDL license, and knowing that they'll be able to pay some of their bills. There's some people that owe child support. He's going to help them with being able to get their license so they can have at least a job. And I appreciate him for being able to start this program. And there's a lot of other truckers that are out there that would be able to benefit by teaching these kids how to be able to be productive in society. Most of you that have your CDL license, you went to somebody's nonprofit school in order to be able to get it. Why not open up your own nonprofit school so that you can be able to help those people and let the government help pay for some of the services that you're rendering to get those kids off the street? I really appreciate Pastor Booker for giving me Mr. Moody in terms of showing him what he needed to do in order to get his foot off the ground and to be able to start showing how to give him skills rather than just letting them, like they say, give a person a fish and they'll ask for another. Teach a person to fish and he can get his own. And that's what I believe in, letting people be able to get their own. And a lot of you people, and I've said this repetitively, that are coming out of jail have not had any job skills, no training, you got a felony on you, and you're looking to do recidivism by running back and forth in the prison door. This is a time for you to acquire these skills and let the government pay for you. Because you have a felony or because you did something, you made a mistake, listen, get that already going past you, get that nonprofit corporation and make that nonprofit work for you. You have to have a 501c3 from the Secretary of State, Franchise Tax Board, and the IRS, and we do all these things for you. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International and Associates. I certainly want to commend Pastor Booker on the work that he's doing down there with the schools, the food bank, and several other programs that he's working with. And I had an opportunity to speak with his daughter, Kamisha, and she's been doing a lot of stuff on the website, and I want to be able to continue working with them, especially Miss Harris, because she's into this computer technology, Facebook age, where she can be able to bring a lot of people into the forefront, the young people that are not privy to certain things that we're doing here. And I just wanted to give Pastor Booker and Mr. Moody a shout out there, letting them know that I appreciate the work that they're doing. We're going to do everything in our expertise in order to be able to give them an shot, to give them the opportunity to get the type of jobs that they need, the kind of funding that they want to go after to be able to help these youth in the community. And we had an opportunity yesterday as well. We were working with World Vision, and we had Miss Phyllis Freeman on, and we talked with her for a lengthy period of time, and she indicated a lot of good news that she's been doing. She is the national director for World Vision in Texas. So she used to be out here in LA. She's not out here in LA anymore, but she still comes back and forth. But I remember when she was over the food bank in Los Angeles, and she helped all those child development, daycare people that were getting foods because of her. And I felt that she gave materials, and they were giving a lot of things to World Vision. Well, now she's the national director for disaster recovery in the field of working with any type of disaster. She's the one that is one of the first for the front lines that's going to be able to help these people when anything catastrophic or disasters happen. So I just want to say thank you, Ms. Phyllis Freeman, for the help that you've instilled in a few people that I've sent to you. There's several churches and schools and foundations and other private sources that certainly need that expertise that she has, and I'm looking forward to bringing her on the show and see if we can be able to do more. She has a wealth of information that she's been privy to over the years, and being able to work in that field that she's been into, I feel very privy to have the opportunity to speak with her and also to work with her. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. I look forward to working with you. I hope that we can have a workable relationship. And a lot of you, I have to say this, a lot of you out there are looking to start your own business. You're looking to get something different done. You're tired of working for someone else. Get your 501c3 and being able to do the things that you've wanted to do to help in the community, to lessen the burden of government. There's money out there all over the place. And if you really want to be able to have your own business, this is the time to do it. There's a lot of money off that stimulus programs coming down from that $787 billion stimulus program that Obama had out there. And now it's your turn to be able to get some of these funds to be able to start this business and make a difference in the community. A lot of us are in the position that we're in because of not having enough funding to do various things in terms of where we are, in terms of the job, the mobility, and having the housing and shelter programs that we need. A lot of us are hungry and you can't eat. So these are things that we can make a difference in by being able to let those funds that the government has be able to make it so that you can make a difference in your life and other people's lives that you're going to be affiliated with. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. My phone number is area code 310-337-1169. And I certainly feel that with the nonprofit, with the doors that will open for you, that you have every opportunity to get housing, clothing, buildings, monies. You can get a lot of non-monetary items such as computers, bed programs for daycare. You can get a lot of equipment that you normally couldn't get, and you don't have to pay for it. It's a donation given to your nonprofit. But remember one thing you have to always keep in mind. If you don't pay Sam first, it's not going to happen. You have to pay Uncle Sam. And first of all, you have to be able to get your state papers done, your franchise tax board papers done, and the IRS. And all three are mandatory before you wind up getting that determination letter saying that you are tax exempt and you do not have to pay any funds back, and that this money that is being given to you is given to you because of your tax exempt status from the IRS. So if I can help you in any kind of way to make this happen for you, please give us a call as expeditiously as possible. My phone number is area code 310-337-1169. And I certainly look forward to helping you in terms of getting your ideas, your mission statement, your board of directors, working with the name of your organization that you're going to be able to put out there, and seeing exactly what we can do in order to make a difference for you. If you don't do nothing, nothing's going to happen. But this is a time for you to stop talking about it and be about it. I've been working in this stuff for 17 years. I've seen all type of programs. I've worked with a lot of professional people in and out of the system, and we've had people on the program here from the food bank. We're having Shaquille O'Neal again on the program, that he's going to be talking about some things that we're talking about, because he gave $1 million to the Boys and Girls Club, and I want to know how he's going to be able to help influence some of the things. We're going to be bringing on a lot of the major corporations like Anheuser-Busch, Miller Brewing Company, AutoZone. We're going to be able to bring on Walmart, Walgreens. We're going to talk about Target and Best Buy. All these people are giving away $40 and $60 million a year and giving out contributions donated to various nonprofit corporations. And we want to figure out how we can make it applicable for your application so you can get some of the funding to do what you need to do. I mean, these are billion-dollar corporations. They write off $60 million by giving donation, but without the 501c3, you cannot get anything. And I want you to be able to ask the questions that I that I can answer. And if I don't have the answers, I'll make sure I get them for you as expeditiously as possible to see what we can do. Now, I want you to keep this in mind. October 1st is the start of the government's fiscal year. October 1st is the start of the government's fiscal year. All grants and everything that's coming down the pike as end of September, they're all done for 2015. Everything starts new October 1st, not January, October 1st. So what I'm saying to one, I'm saying to all, get your paperwork in, get your 501c3 done. Let somebody, if not Mega International or myself, write you the grant. Get somebody to write your 501c3 and get your grants and get a chance to get started. It's a brand new opportunity for you. There's a lot of people out there with low income jobs that can't get themselves together and they're working, but it's hard for them to do. I talked to a guy yesterday and he was saying, well, Jerry, I don't have a problem with what was happening, but I don't make enough money and I'm in the shelter and I can't get enough to get me a place to get past the shelter. What kind of programs could be implemented to get us past getting out of the shelter where I can have a place to stay and a home and to be able to do some decent funding for the community and helping other people that are going down the same road that I'm going down. And I told him, I said, well, you know, the Veterans Administration has a lot of homeless program with millions of dollars that are able for shelter for battered women, domestic violence, senior citizen, at-risk youth, and all these programs are out there. But if you don't have a 501c3, you can't utilize them, and that is mandatory. And I'm saying unequivocally, if you don't use Jerry Jones, then use whoever you like. Just get the job done. Get the job done. Because all we do is do a lot of ramping and raging and talking, and we don't follow up, and that's not going to help you to be. Keep it professional. Keep it in your geographic area, and then work with the powers that be to make these things happen. I am so delighted that I'm having this opportunity to be able to bring all this information to you. We work every day diligently to make these 501c3 happen for various people. We work with child care, child development, anger management, conflict resolution. We work with a lot of the daycares. We work with a lot of the Veterans Administration. And I'm going to talk a little bit now about Youth Build. Youth Build is a program that's funded by the federal government. And most of the time when it comes out, it's $75, $80 million. And it's 45 to 5,200 people that gets awarded these grants. Now, a grant always has a ceiling and a bottom. Most of the grants, like for Youth Build, the ceiling on the top is $300,000 per person. But the grant itself is $75 million. Now, when you look at that $75 million and you got 5,200 people that are trying to get that, well, you need to get your paperwork done by somebody professionally that can be able to help you to be able to acquire those grants. We have a 78% success ratio on the grants we write. We do not get 100%. Nobody does. But what I can tell you unequivocally is that if we write the grant and you turn around and start applying and you don't get that particular grant, there's grants coming right along behind it that you can get. You're not looking at one grant application. And that's the sad part of what I've looked at with most of the people on the low income. They look for one grant application, they don't get it, and they say, well, ain't nobody gonna give me no money. No, that's not true. You have to keep on working the program and you will be able to be funded. If not by foundations, if not by corporations, if not by private philanthropy or private people that's the president of a corporation or anybody else in that field of being able to give funds and get a tax write-off. Then you also have government and state grants that you can get money off of. You got 17,000 government grants that are available for each one. You can go to the catalog of federal domestic assistance. The catalog of federal domestic assistance is called CFDA.gov. CFDA.gov, the catalog of federal domestic assistance, and then you can look at the various 5 agencies that give monies for your particular program. The Health and Human Services, Department of Justice, Department of HUD, Department of Child Development, And a lot of the programs that are on there also give monies as well. But you want to make sure that you check out those particular ones, and especially the Department of Education. The Department of Education gives out a lot of Pell Grants, school grants for your kids, and helping them to be able to get a better education. There are a limited amount of grants on the education, but you want to make sure that you apply for yours. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just try to see what you can do to get yours or your kid, or either whatever they can do so that it don't come out of your pocket, because there's a lot of programs out there and you need to go after them. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. So give me a call at area code 310-337-1169, 310-337-1169. Now, I also wanted to get an opportunity to say hello to Miss Linda Woodard. She has been working out there in the Child Development Program for the new buildings that they're putting up for a lot of the kids that they're bringing aboard for child care. And right now, her and Rose and all her people, that her staff is putting together a new building to bring these people in there. She's out there in Austin, Texas. And I wanted to say hello to everybody out there. So I just want you to be able to know there are people out there that we've helped to get this 501c3, and they're moving forward. And they're making a difference in the lives of numbers of youth, a lot of adult daycare programs that we work with, a lot of anger management, a lot of recidivism, and a lot of people in incarceration program that people coming out. All these people need help, and they need somebody that can be able to have a program that can help them, because a lot of people are not as privy to knowing things as you are. So now, since you have that education, or your master's degree, or your bachelor's, or whatever you do, or you have a certain type of job skill that you do, why not lend it to somebody else that don't have what you have, and make it so that they can be able to gain knowledge and not have to go lacking because of not being able to be informed. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. And another thing I wanted to bring about today is to talk to you about the grants. Grants, once you have your 501c3 nonprofit corporation, and you have that comes from the Secretary of State. Everybody says, well, what does it take? It takes a year or 2 years to get a nonprofit corporation. No, it doesn't. It takes anywhere from 7 to 14 days to be able to get your 501c3 from the Secretary of State. That means that you are a nonprofit corporation in the state in which you applied. That doesn't mean that you have a determination letter. The determination letter and being incorporated is two different things. Once you get that incorporation paper saying that you are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation, then you want to go on and get your tax papers filled out. And they're not going to ask you about your Social Security number, or they're not going to ask you about what you owe and all that other kind of stuff. That's not what it's about. This is a corporation, not about you individually. So now you get your tax papers all filled out, and then you take a copy of the paper that comes from the Secretary of State, and you apply that to the 1023 application. And when you apply it to the 1023 application, you make a copy. And then you put that in with the 1023 application, and you send that with all the pertinent information that the IRS is asking you for, 14 pages of application paperwork, 2 years on the forecast budget, 49 pages of bylaws, and your articles of incorporation, and a little bit about your narrative. And you put all that in that paperwork, and you send it to the IRS and wait on a response from them. Now, here's the problem that most people don't realize. It's retroactive from the time that the state gives you your papers to the time the IRS approves you. So if the state gives you your papers, and today would be September the 3rd or September the 4th. Now, if it takes the IRS 45 days, then it's November the 5th that they approve you. It goes right back to September the 3rd or September the 4th when you first got your state papers. It's like an insurance policy. It follows you all the way through. So what I'm saying to you is to go after your 501c3, get that out of the way, get your 1023 application, get that out of the way, and your taxation from the Franchise Tax Board, get that out of the way. Now, once you've satisfied those particular entities, now you can go on to getting grants. And once you get to all those paperwork and you get that blessing from the IRS saying that based on information you supplied and assuming your operation is as stated, we have determined that you are a 501c3 nonprofit corporation for bequests, gifts, legacies, and anything else that you want to go after. Now, once you got that document, now you're able to have somebody write you a full-blown proposal, and you definitely, and I'll tell you this unequivocally, and I can't say it enough, you want to make sure that you have a 3-page inquiry letter to send out to the vendors. Everybody's not going to want a full-blown proposal. You send out a 3-page inquiry letter indicating your needs for what the service and the amount of money that you're asking them to give you. Then if they respond back favorably, they're going to ask you for a full-blown proposal. And at that point, you want to be able to give them a needs statements, the goals, the methodology, the budget justification, the narrative, the appendix, the geographic, the personnel, and any related information that you can give them in terms of collaboration letters, support letters that you can give them to make your grant stronger. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. I look forward to working with you. I hope that this program has been very advantageous for you to learn what you need to do your research, and come back to me with the name of your organization, 5 to 7 people on your board of directors, and your mission statement should be no more than a paragraph or 2. And then at that point, we can make intelligent decisions as to what we're going to be able to do to make sure that we write it correctly. We've been doing this since 1993, and we've started off with Senator Diane Watson back there, and with Micronesia, and before she became ambassador to Micronesia, and we started back there in Mudcalf Grant's office here in LA, and we've been writing these grants ever since. And one of the things that I've been very instrumental in, we've written over 8,000 501c3s. We raised about $550 million annually on most of the 501c3 that we do for various people. It don't take a lot for that to happen, because most of the grants that are government grants usually are in the avenue of 75 to 80 million dollars per grant. So we don't have a problem with helping them with the type of funds that they're going after, but you need to make sure that you make everything applicable to the RFQ, a request for quotation for whatever they're asking you for, and make sure you read that RFQ over and over to make sure you don't have any open problems in it, so that when you submit your paperwork, it'll all work out perfectly for you. And remember, every time that you send your paperwork in, you got 50,000 other people that sending theirs in too. So what makes yours so much different? And it's not because your paperwork is not good, but everybody's not going to get that grant. If they only got $75 million to give out to 5,200 people, they're going to take the best of the best, or the geographic areas in which they're talking about giving the monies. So if you're in a geographic area and they decide that they're going to give so much money to the southeast, southwest, the north, or in the south, that's their prerogative to do so. That is the donor giving out the money. But one of the things is not because your grant is bad, it's because of lack of funding that you didn't get the grant. So keep it in mind, you're not looking for a 1 grant application, you're looking for many type of grants to secure your program. If tomorrow I decided that I gave you $350,000, once you have the $350,000, what are you going to do next year? You're going to still be broke, and you're still going to be needing funding for your application. So you have to continue going after grants every year as often as possible. And even when you get a grant, don't let it excite you, because 10 minutes later it's already gone and you're going to need more money. So just keep on having a good developmental officer, working the program, and being able to continue contacting these vendors, sending letters out, being able to have electronic copies to send to these various people, so you don't have to do mailer. You just want to be able to send it to their email and then get back to them, and every day update yourself with what you've done and making sure you're following through with what you need to do. I appreciate the opportunity of learning. I used to be executive vice president for the Department of Defense, working in the field of procurement. And I used to enjoy what I did. And now that I'm in this grant writing stuff, I enjoy it equally as well. But the problem of it is, if you don't call, we can't help. So give us a call as expeditiously as possible. Area code 310-337-1169. And again, I want to say thank you to Pastor Booker. I want to say thank you to Ms. Harris. And I want them to continue doing the work that they're doing down there in Truman, Arkansas. I want to say thank you to Ms. Linda Woodward out there in Austin, Texas, for being able to have enough to look at us and ask us to be able to help them. So I appreciate what we've done, and I want God to continue to bless your businesses, and I want him to be able to bless me, that I can continue to bring these programs and help you with what you need to do. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International, and I look forward to working with you. Don't be afraid to call. If you don't call, we can't help you. And there's no cost to call. There's no cost for getting information. And if I can't help you, I'll be the first one to tell you, you need to take it somewhere else, because we don't do that, or we can't do that. But most of the information that you're asking, can we do, we'll be able to tell you within a minute after you're on the phone, because we've did so many. We did over 8,000 501c3s. We did over $550 million in grants. And I want to be able to continue doing these things that will be advantageous for the people that are listening, and advantageous for the stuff that they didn't know. And if I can be able to share my 17 to 18 years of experience with you to help you in that field, we're a 5-star clearance with the Better Business Bureau. We've been with the Better Business Bureau for 14 years. We have a 5-star clearance with them. We work with the Chamber of Commerce, Dun & Bradstreet, Standard & Poor's, and I'm pretty proud of our track record. We've been audited by the IRS 67 times, and we have not one failure in the 67 times that we've been there. We have the letter from Barack Obama on our website, and you can go to my website. It's miafundraising.com, miafundraising.com, and you'll see the letter from Barack Obama. You will also see the 28-minute video, and everybody that's on my staff. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm appreciative of the people that have been backing me and being there for me, especially the people on my staff that have been doing the research and development in order to help your organization look good. I look forward to working with you. I certainly feel that this is a union between you and what's on this program that can be advantageous. And if I'd like for you to call or write in or tell me how well you like the program, so we can continue breaking this program to you with more educational information that's going to help you to do your job. My name is Jerry Jones, and I am President and CEO of Mega International. And may God continue to bless your organization. Thank you.